Hey everyone, my name is Chris, and on this channel we talk Kanye West, and right now we're talking track lists. This is the Donda Tracklist 3.0, maybe even 3.5, 4.0 if you count this second tweet. Right before I was about to record this video, Kanye actually tweeted a second time with this, and the track list didn't change between the two, though we can see more pieces of paper in the video that kind of hint at more and other things, but we're going to talk mainly about this right here. And you can see that if the words look weird, it's because Kanye is on a kick where he is not using vowels, just off vowels, doesn't want to do them. But some of the songs do have vowels. I don't know. So everything in the center, vowelless, and then on the sides with vowels. You can see that Yandhi Leaks came through here with the track list, everything with vowels. So you're seeing With Child, God Breathes, or I Know God Breathes on this, which is Jesus King era, RN, which is speculating rain or run, could be short for hurricane, even In God's Country, Alien, which is another Yandhi era track, Off the Grid, Future Bounce, Keep Our Spirit Alive, which is the 6 minute song that Kanye had tweeted out in this picture here. You can see this was the track list 2.0 that we got to see the other day. Welcome to My Life, Lord, I Need You Around Me, Donda, Praise God, which is kind of different ordering if those are the order, if that is the order, right? And then on the left, he had Glory, which is Jesus King era, Our God, Wake the Dead, 12,000 Acres, and Spread My Wings. And you can see it's a mix of Jesus is King, the opera, the Nebuchadnezzar opera that Kanye did, and then Yandhi with Spread My Wings. And then on the right, you have 24, New Body, and I Feel Terrific. You may notice that some things are missing and different from the first track list. That is very true. Right here, thanks to Argo Creatives, we have the original track list that had Donda 24, I Feel Terrific, Future Bounce, Keep My Spirits Alive, etc., etc., etc. You can see that there's a lot of similarities. Sky Mirror or Skur is gone. Welcome to My Life is still there. Up from the Ashes is gone. Tell the Vision is gone. Wash Us in the Blood's gone. Everything's gone. Hold the Love is gone. Life of the Party's gone. And seemingly Hurricane is gone. And then you can see here was the second track list where Stay On 'Em Precious was added. I Know God Breathed on this. Was still there. Off the Grid was still there. Keep My Spirit Alive, In God's Country, Future Sounds, Praise God, New Body, Alien, Donda, and Lord, I Need You. So that was 12 songs in 39 minutes. With this being back up to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 songs. So if 13 of those was 39 minutes and now we're up to 21, this is definitely over an hour-long album. It would be Kanye's first hour-long album since 2016, which would be pretty exciting, I think. But then we have some things here like George Busey said this week he's tweeted the titles of 32 different songs and only 9 of them have been on all 3 track lists, which is kind of incredible. And those 9 are Donda, Future Bounce, Keep My Spirit Alive, Lord, I Need You, Off the Grid, In God's Country, New Body, and Praise God. And you can see here in the Yandhi Leaks, they talk about, where is it? Something. Okay, here. No, this is actually what I wanted to get into. F and Z and Boogs to Bees co-produced 3 God's Country songs, Our King, Washing in the Blood, and Fighting Fires. So this was posted a month ago by Ghost Bubbles, and you can just see some of the background on Our King, which was a song that I didn't remember from Nebuchadnezzar, but you can see still made the track list here, getting mentioned, so it seems like it is something that's carried over from Nebuchadnezzar. Same thing with 12,000 Acres. And it's talking just about how F&Z has worked on other things in the past and what happened in Kanye West opera Nebuchadnezzar. They mention Eternal Rest, Our King, and Wash Us in the Blood. And then here's a little background about F and Z. Australian duo, it's Fnatic and Zach, and they've worked with IDK, I don't know, Denzel Curry, Kanye on the Nebuchadnezzar, Kanye on Jesus is King, Jaden Smith, Denzel Curry again, Jaden Smith again, ASAP Rocky on Testing, Denzel Curry a lot, Alan Kingdom. Remember when Alan Kingdom was in Kanye's orbits? Some of the ASAP guys, and then Machine Gun Kelly. You can see he's worked like in Kanye's orbit, or they've worked in Kanye's orbit, and now are kind of coming back, being on these multiple songs, right? And then just looking at the old track lists, and you can see here, deconstructing this picture a little bit, you have the PlayStation 4 controllers, which I think confirms PlayStation over Xbox. You have here the Bible, and under the Bible you have another track sheet, and you can see here like Alien, I think, is up there, and then what looks like LA, which I would hope would be LA Monster. I don't know if it's going to make the final track list, but I would really love LA Monster to be on this. And you can also see Crestron is like a home entertainment remote control, but this is the track list that he ended up tweeting out. And then I thought it was Post-it notes, but those are just big orange sheets of paper. And you can see that there's many of them, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And at the bottom, praise God, praise God, praise God, praise God, praise God. So it looks like he was just doing different iterations of the track list with the keyboard in front of him. So it seems like he's currently working on the album, working on the music. I mean, we could see here from this tweet from the other day that some of these edits were coming in just like that day or within the last few days, even with some instructions like Evan Kits or where was it? Evan add drums, guitar, Kanye reference, outro sample fix. So these things are definitely still in flux, but we're at least seeing some of it round up and seeing some of the order get put in place. It reminds me overall of just, where's the picture? You may remember the track list for, whatchamacallit, The Life of Pablo, and it was just on the sheet of paper, and the sheet of paper kept getting updated all the time. This right here. Like, what a hype time that was. Like, we got a sheet of paper that was just swish and had the track list, and then waves and had the track list, and you could see like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 get added, and it was just like each of these, and they're kind of getting crossed out, reorganized. You could see Ultra Light Beam get added, Freestyle 4 get added back in, and we just got like iteration after iteration of this with more and more signatures being added to it. Consequence, 2 Chainz, right? Kim Never Left, Vanessa Beecroft being on there, Courtney, Coco Lives, Vic Mensa, world famous Tony Williams, like all these people on here. And then we eventually got a clean sheet of paper with The Life of Pablo, but this was kind of like in the chaos leading up to the release. So it seems like we're kind of back on that chaotic streak of just these track lists being written out and given kind of order and substance. But I guess the big thing that I haven't talked about yet is the fact that Kanye said Donda with Child is the title of the album. And maybe I should have led with that and put that up front, because that's kind of a big deal. I feel like this would be the first Kanye album that has a subtitle like that, which is kind of strange, but it also has been a big topic, right? Kanye's been talking about abortion a lot recently. It seems to have been on his mind very much. And then at the campaign rally in South Carolina, he starts telling us that his dad wanted to get an abortion, and it was Donda who fought to keep her child, which ended up being Kanye West. And when Kanye was then in a similar situation with Kim, he was the one, like his dad, who was wanting to get the abortion, and it was Kim who was fighting to have their kid, which ended up being North. And Kanye was very overwhelmed with emotion, thinking first about himself not being here, and then thinking second about he could have not had his daughter, who he loves so much, and got really emotional. It seems that just that concept has really stuck with him and stuck to him, and we see that Donda with Child is the name of this. Like, his mom was with child. I don't know. It's just interesting that that's kind of the frame of these songs. I don't know how much of the actual music will go with that, because some of these just seem like, I'm someone that's always looking at the concept of the album, right? And making the case that every Kanye album has a concept, has a narrative, but with that as the title, I'm really unsure of where the concept would come in, right? Because it feels like something that is historical, but a lot of those songs look very present day, which will just be interesting to just kind of see how the title fits in with those tracks. I'm trying to think if there's anything else with that. Oh, yeah. I always thought this was true. I didn't realize it was fake until recently, but there was always the tidbit that the original title for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was called Donda's Boy, and that Kanye came into the office of like Complex or somewhere and told them that that was the title and played like a 20-minute version of Runaway. And then it turned out that Donda's Boy was never a working title for the album, and the guy that reported that just made it up. So I don't know if it just so happens like Kanye knew that story, like people had told him about it. I mean, I can imagine that a lot of these like young artists that he's worked with have come up hearing that. So maybe when they're talking with Kanye, they're like, oh, was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy really going to be Donda's Boy? And Kanye's like, what? No, but had that idea in his head. Otherwise, just how coincidental that we're now getting an album, Donda with Child, which is essentially Donda's Boy, right? Whatever rumor that person put out there 10 years ago, like Nostradamus, ended up as prophecy and is coming true this week, it seems. So that's kind of fascinating. But I guess that does it for everything I can say about this right now. We'll see if it changes anymore within the next coming days. I mean, it's supposed to come out Thursday night, Friday, period. So we have a couple days remaining. And we do know that Kanye had some friends out in Wyoming with him. You can see over here, he had some people with him, including John Monopoly, who was his original manager. And we know that GLC had talked about going out there with Really Doe. So it seems like there's some people from Kanye's orbit that have worked on albums with him in the past coming in just to support him because they were concerned about his mental well-being and emotional well-being, and just being out there with him while he's working on an album. I mean, could we be thinking that they might help on the album and we're getting some extra magic, some of that classic Kanye sound maybe coming back into the mix in a way that these influences haven't been there for a number of albums, which I've liked all the recent stuff a ton, but I'm always down for like the people that were there at the beginning to come back and add what they know now to the mix. So that's kind of exciting, but we'll see how it all rolls out. I mean, tomorrow this could be cut down to 7 tracks and we'll all be sitting here like, why'd you show us the 21 track version? Already people are upset that Hurricane doesn't seem like it's there when it was on the first one. So, we'll be back. It'll be fun. Until then, if you want to help us out, the easiest way is Patreon. Not the easiest way, I guess one of the most helpful ways because we get money, but Patreon, patreon.com/Kanye podcast. The thing that we're most known for is our line-by-line lyrical analysis of Kanye's discography. We've covered every solo album as well as Kids See Ghosts. So you can go through and listen to 100 plus episodes for just $5 a month. And we're also doing bonus seasons and mini seasons with content that's unique to Patreon. So would appreciate your patronage there. Otherwise, you can listen to our podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, and everywhere you listen to podcasts, even on here. We'll be doing a whole line-by-line lyrical breakdown of this album when it comes out. So be looking forward to that. And then just liking, subscribing, and commenting on these videos goes a long way, as it tells YouTube that this is a channel people are enjoying, which is nice because it then shows it to more people and just helps us get a little bit more exposure. But that does it for now. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back soon. Until then, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.